Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So my channel is all about, a lot of it is Filipino uh, Filipino content, but I live in the States. I've lived here for over 20 something years. And last time I was in the Philippines was when I was a teenager. Um, and then my parents moved us to the US, and I haven't been back since. Anyway, why I make videos? I care about the Philippines. It is my roots. It's my identity. Even just because you live in America doesn't make you not Filipino anymore. Even if you don't want to be identified as Filipino, people who aren't Filipino are gonna ask what you are, where you're from. So you have to represent the Philippines somehow. Even if you're a citizen, even if you're born, I'm a Filipino born American here, you still, that's just how it is over here. So I care about my identity, I care about being Filipino. And I had so much pride, Filipino pride, even though I've lived in the States longer than I've lived in the Philippines. And all right, let's move on to the topic. Anyway, it's tough to be proud as a Filipino right now. I was so impressed by President Duterte. I thought he was like the next Jose Rizal. Really, that's who we needed in the country. And I'm saying this, I'm not, when I say, Philippines in the country, it's a more of an outsider looking into the Philippines. But anyway, well, I care about the mainland, the motherland, right? Although I don't plan to live there anymore. But again, it's tied into my identity. So when the Philippines prosper, every Filipino, wherever you are in the world, prosper, and it just feels good. So I was very impressed with President Duterte. But now, if Bongbong Marcos, I thought he was good at first, but he was very deceitful. He was such a good liar. He was such a good liar. He almost beat Satan himself. And I detest the guy. I hate him with a passion. Marcos. If it comes to the U.S., I'm going to challenge him to a boxing match. And anyway, so President Duterte's son, I was watching a video on Billionaire News Channel. President Duterte's son criticizing the Philippine military for flexing their new weapon that they got from America, and they're saying that it can reach China. So he was like, you guys shouldn't be bragging. We don't want to get into a war with China because we're gonna lose. You guys, we're not gonna sacrifice our people. And then I thought it was just amazing why he's President Duterte's son for saying that. Then I read the comments section, and wow. lot of Filipinos hate him, and they think he's pro-China, and it blew my mind. Anyway, um, it's like in the Philippines, or for most Filipinos, you either hate China and love America, or hate America and love China. But no one really, the latter isn't really a thing. No one really likes China in the Philippines. That's like the sentiment that I get from Filipinos, even Filipinos here in the US. I'm gonna try to keep this video short, but most of us Filipinos look Chinese anyway. And I'm not saying all. But if you do a Google search or YouTube, I think the latest theory is that Filipinos came out of Taiwan. So in an indigenous tribe in Taiwan, and then they started going south. Philippines to Indonesia to Malaysia. That race there is the Austronesian race, you know. And we, as an ethnicity, we are all Asians. I mean, you look at Japanese people, you look at Shohei Ohtani, and a lot of Japanese stars look kind of Filipino. And Filipinos in America, a lot of times get mistaken for some kind of Asian. And it's Filipinos that from the Philippines don't know this. But they have this sort of ignorant mindset in the Philippines that they think Americans care so much about them. That Americans are like best friends with Filipinos. The reason why they think that is it's Hollywood, and it's the effect of the influence of the culture. That's what America sells throughout the world. Culture and weapon, indoctrination. China sells cheap materials, cheap, things. That's how China becomes rich. And America sells culture, sells ideology and weapons. Pretty powerful stuff. But Filipinos don't know this because they're so brainwashed. Filipinos in the Philippines, okay? But it's so odd to me when Filipinos come to America. Here's a really strange thing. If you look at a lot of YouTubers in the Philippines, they love to speak English. But when Filipinos come to America, they almost refuse to speak English or to even learn and excel in English. We Filipinos find other Filipinos and hang out with our own kind, and we don't even assimilate. You'd expect it to be the case, but it isn't. Wow, 9 minutes. Anyway, yeah, if you ask any random people here, American, 99% of them can't pinpoint Philippines on the map. What I'm saying is, Filipinos are not as important as we think we are to Americans' eyes. So I'm not anti-America or anything, but I'm just saying it's like Philippines is nothing special to Americans. So just stop the whole worshiping thing. And why hate China? I don't understand that part. Um, Again, a lot of us Filipinos have Chinese blood, more Chinese blood than we have West European or Western blood, and we are part of the Asian race. So why hate your own kind? And that is the ultimate goal. Because if Asia as the whole thing, if Asians unite, then it's all over for the rest of the world. That's why there is a power to separate, to make sure that Asians don't unite. Well, what I'm saying is, Filipinos should not take sides. You shouldn't be pro-China, and pro-America. You shouldn't be anti-China and or anti-America. You should just stay neutral and use each country as a leverage to make good negotiations to benefit the Philippine country. And that is the best way to do it. Because America is afraid of China. So, Philippines is pretty ignorant to think that Philippines can take on China. It's called suicide. Anyways, part 2, I want to talk about the corruption that's going on in the Philippines.